I want to talk about jobs. One thing we all know about jobs is that there just aren't enough of them, and that's a problem. But the other problem is that too many of the existing jobs are simply bad jobs. I've been studying retail industry for the last more than 10 years, and this is pretty much what jobs look like in that setting. They pay very little. They have crazy schedules that make it almost impossible to hold on to a second job. And they're designed in a way that makes it very difficult for employees to succeed. They are bad jobs. And last year, millions of people, including more than 7 million salespeople and cashiers, had this job. And they're not just high school students. The median age of a retail worker is 38. Many of them are supporting their families. Now, I talked to a lot of people in this industry, a lot of workers, and I saw that their struggles are beyond just low wages and chaotic schedules. Their jobs are designed in a way that makes them feel meaningless, worthless. Here's what one of the employees told me. She said, "We are throwaways who are a dime a dozen, just human robots, really." Unfortunately, it's not just in retail where we see bad jobs like this. My MIT colleague, Paul Osterman, estimates that nearly 1 in 4 American working adults between the ages of 25 and 64, that's close to 28 million adults, do not make enough to support a family. More than 30% of them have either some college education or a degree. Why do they take these jobs? Because there just aren't enough good jobs anymore. The conventional wisdom is that this is how the world is supposed to work if we want low prices. Because if companies offered better jobs, then either they would have to increase their prices or make less money. There's almost an assumed trade-off between good jobs and low prices. But this is a false trade-off. Because there are companies that are operating right now, very successful companies that provide good jobs to their employees, low prices to their customers, and strong returns to their investors all at the same time. I've studied 4 of these companies in low-cost retail, places like supermarkets and convenience store chains. And here is what I learned from my research. In these companies, offering good jobs is part of a much larger strategy. And I call this the good job strategy. And the good job strategy has 2 different components. The first one is investment in people. While most other companies see their labor as a cost to be minimized, these companies see their employees as capable human beings who can drive sales, profit, and growth. So they invest in them. They give them higher wages, more training, better schedules, and they design the jobs in a way that makes their employees succeed. They offer good jobs. The second component of the good job strategy, and this really is the key component, is a set of very counterintuitive choices that ensure a very high return on this investment. Choices that make employees more productive. Choices that really leverage a fully committed, capable, and motivated workforce. So let's go through these choices. The first one is offer less. While most other retailers try to offer their customers everything, longer hours, more products, more promotions, these companies offer less. So a typical supermarket, for example, carries around 40,000 different products. Trader Joe's carries a tenth of that. Offering less reduces costs, improves labor productivity, and it enables employees to be familiar with the products so they can help the customers. Second, standardize and empower. While most other retailers try to standardize work and take human judgment away as much as possible, remember what the retail worker said? She felt like a human robot. While these companies combine standardization with empowerment. On the one hand, they standardize all those tasks that benefit the most from efficiencies and consistencies. But at the same time, they empower their employees to improve those standards. And they empower their employees to make decisions that work best for their local customers. Third choice, cross-train. While most other retailers offer very little training, these companies cross-train their employees. So their employees are always busy doing different things. And so that all of their employees are equipped to help the customers. The last choice, operate with Slack. While most other companies understaff their environments, so try to get as much done as possible with as few people as possible, might sound familiar, these companies deliberately have more people than they need so that everyone has enough time to do all the tasks that they have to do. They have enough time to engage a customer, and they have time to be part of continuous improvement. It is these 4 choices that transform the investment in people into higher performance. And investment in people is what enables these 4 choices. Let me give you an example of the good job strategy in action. So during the global economic crisis, 2 different companies that offer their customers the lowest prices, Walmart, we all know Walmart, and Mercadona, the largest supermarket chain in Spain, both tried to lower their cost by reducing product variety. Walmart's efforts failed. Customers were unhappy. Sales dropped. The company pulled back on the effort, and its chief merchandising officer left the company. Mercadona's effort, on the other hand, succeeded. Customers were happy, sales increased, and the company reduced its prices by 10% during economic crisis. A huge deal. Here's what happened. When customers went into the Walmart stores and they couldn't find what they were looking for, they just left without buying anything. When customers went to Mercadona stores and they couldn't find what they were looking for, employees who are knowledgeable about the products because Mercadona offers less. Empowered and cross-trained employees. And employees who have the time, because Mercadona operates with Slack, were there to proactively engage the customers. They told the customers why that product was eliminated, which product was a good substitute, and how much they were saving as a result of this effort. And at the end, Mercadona emerged from the economic crisis as a much stronger player. It captured a lot of market share from its competitors. And all along, it was very profitable, and it had the lowest prices. That's the power of the good job strategy. But unfortunately, right now, we have too few companies like Mercadona and too many people with bad jobs. And this is a problem for all of us. Bad jobs contribute to more people living in poverty. Bad jobs increase income inequality. Bad jobs cost your tax dollars. Bad jobs mean disengaged workers. Bad jobs hurt communities. Bad jobs contribute to a bad economy. And unless we do something about this, bad jobs are not going away. That's where the job growth is expected to be. Economic Policy Institute estimates that by 2020, 30% of all workers are supposed to hold jobs that pay below poverty level wages. 30%. The good news is that good jobs are possible and highly profitable even in low-cost retail. We just have to get more companies to offer them. And here's what we can all do. At a minimum, everyone here is a customer. We can vote with our feet. We can choose to shop or dine at places that offer good jobs. Those of you who operate in service industries, you could be an advocate for the good job strategy. Spread the word on how offering less, standardizing and empowering, cross-training, and operating with Slack could enable good jobs in your setting. Now, this is not going to be easy, and it's not going to be quick. The good job strategy is a complex strategy. It requires getting many things right, and it requires long-term thinking, which a lot of companies, especially the public ones, tend to lack. But it is a workable and very sustainable strategy in which everyone wins: customers, employees, and investors. We need more companies to follow it. Thank you.